Hi guys, Orange here with your week 4 against Killateral and the Terminus Tapians? Something like that. Here we go. So if you guys didn't see last week, we got our asses kicked. I say our asses kicked. We lost 1-0. It's because I can't fucking play an endgame to save my life. So now things are getting a little shaky. There are 7 weeks in this league. I have 1 win. It's 1-0. And things are not looking good. And of course, as luck would have it, we're going up against Killateral, who is probably my kryptonite when it comes to this league, as he is the one who knocked me out of semifinals in Season 1. And he is back, and he has once again showed up with a very weird draft that I just don't know how to prepare for. I don't know, ever since Season 1, man, I can't get a read on this guy. But his team is very interesting, and what scares me the most about Killateral is that his play is just insane. He has great game sense, and he just knows how to set up his win condition, and that is a very scary thought for me, as currently I have no win conditions in mind, besides Spectre, and Urshifu for this game, and I am very, very scared on what Killateral's plan is going to be going into this game. So, without further ado, let's just quickly go over his team. I've noticed these team builders tend to go above 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to make that longer. I'm kidding, I'm going to try to make that shorter. Tauros, Paldea, fire thing, very, very, very scary. Terrifying, it's Terra Water. Fucking wrecks me, of course it does. Wisp is very scary. Just water, fire, fighting coverage just absolutely destroys my team. I have to kind of play weirdly around it, but I think at the end of the day, I just need to offensively pressure it out. I'm going to try to pivot around, but it's relatively difficult. Screamtail is Screamtail. It's basically new. Just ask Jacobs. Trick, Scarf, Wish, Protect. It's versatile, but it's still a Screamtail at the end of the day. It's very passive. So I am going to try to take advantage of that with my team. I don't necessarily think that it's the worst thing in the world, but it's annoying if it does show up. Regieleki with Tera-Ice. I believe that's at like 13 points or something like that. Yeah, this is fucking terrifying because I don't have a switch into that. I actually don't. Mod still gets okroed by Tera-Ice no matter what I do. It's great. And of course, I have no speed tiers to outpace it, so I am having to prep around this Aleki in various different ways. Oh my god. Hatterene, just annoying. Blocks hazards, Magic Guard, Trick Room. I don't think we're going to see Trick Room, but it's possible. It's Killateral. We could do something really creative. It's annoying enough to the point where, of course, my Cyclizer can't really break Hatterene, but bar this Iron Head you see in front of me. It's an interesting situation to be sure. I've just kind of got to scout for what it's going to do. It could nuzzle me. It could, set Trick Room. It could, go for Calm Minds and be really scary. It could set screens. It's versatile and it's terrifying. Speaking of versatile and terrifying, Landorus lost Knockoff and it lost Superpower and it lost Defog, which is great for me. Unfortunately, it is still a Landorus and my switch into it is Zarude, which dies to a U-turn. Gets to a KO by a U-turn. And it's very, very scary. Otherwise, still gets rock, still gets a bunch of shit that's annoying for me. So, that's something we're going to have to play around. And of course, Lando Pex. And Pex is a big problem for me because, again, I do not have an electric. Magnemite does not count. And even Armor Rogue does not enjoy Toxapex. So you guys are going to see that I have some very interesting counterplay to Toxapex. Especially because it is going to be the answer to Urshifu, and I just know it. Iron Hands, very fat, kind of like a Hariyama-ish Pokemon where it's fat, but it can hit really hard. Very slow, though, and it does get access to, Volt Switch and great coverage. Very scary Pokemon that I'm, 80% sure I can switch into, but it's going to be really hard in case it gets out of hand. Brute Bonnet, Grass Dark, I actually was going to drop Zarude for it at one point. Brute Bonnet is just a very offensive Amoonguss, and then it lost its poison typing, so it's very slow, and it gets chipped down by U-turn, but it's got an interesting matchup here for sure. It can definitely click Banded Sucker Punch into my team, come in on Mudsdale, threaten that out, forces me to kind of pick a sack to it. just an interesting Pokemon in general if the Root Bonnet does come under Trick Room, which I think could be a possibility depending on how Collateral looks at the matchup. Then we get the Hisuian Zoroark, which is like normal Ghost with Illusion, which is just annoying. It's just 2 KOs. I kind of have to just put up with it. Spectre generally just terrestrializes and kills it, and I guess it still got Zoroark bulk, so like I'm able to just kind of deal with it that way. I can't really come in safely or fire off a hit. Like if it doesn't get a kill, it gets to a KO. I generally kill it back with everything on this team, which is why I'm not really that scared of it. But it's still annoying if it's positioned well. So we've just got to keep that in mind. And then for Rigoraph, that's not going to show up. I'm 88% sure. But without further ado, let us quickly go over the team. We got Rapid Spin, Knockoff, U-Turn, Ironhead, Boots, Cyclizer, No Shed Tail. My main reason being I need something to fucking do utility. I need Rapid Spin this week. It's just necessary. I can't let my team get chipped, and I know that's what Collateral will play for. He's a man of the he has plans. He has plans, and I'm terrified of every single one of them. I need to just keep momentum. I need to make sure that rocks are off the field. Knockoff is incredibly useful as it gets rid of Pex's Black Sludge. It gets rid of the lefties on Landers. It gets rid of a bunch of items that are incredibly, like, even the Iron Hands kind of requires its item, like in terms of leftovers or an Assault Vest, in order to take those hits very well. And if I'm able to knock off items, then I'm in a great spot. I just need to use Cyclizer decently well, at least enough to the point where I'm able to use it effectively and get myself in a position to where I win the game. And speaking of getting in position, oh, that sounds great out of context. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, this is a very weird set, isn't it? Custom Berry, Endure, Earthquake, Endeavor, Heavy Slam with max attack, adamant, almost max HP, and a slight amount of speed. What am I doing? Ladies and gentlemen, I brought this shit to this game. So my lucky answers are bullshit. We've established this. Zarude gets 2-hit KO'd. Everything else gets either O-code or 2-hit KO'd by an lucky move, and I don't have any other way to bait it. So I have to kind of come up with something kind of nutty. So originally, you will notice here as I go over Custom Berry, this is illegal. You'd be right. However, because it validates, or it did validate at the time, I was actually the one who discovered this, by the way, that this still validates, which means it's legal, at least for this game, until Arminius went into the chat of dl.psium and tried to, well, not tried, he succeeded. He succeeded in getting the thing to validate, so I'm not going to be running this again. Endure, Earthquake, Endeavor, Heavy Slam. I am able to... I don't think the Alecki is carrying E-Speed. He has no reason to. There's nothing that outspeeds him, so there's no point. Literally, I think he runs either Screens or he runs the just full switch T-Bolt and then Terra Blast, and then last move it can be Rapid Spin. There's no reason for him to run E-Speed. So... so we had to go with this. And this is an interesting set for sure. So if he brings me down into Custap and he thinks he can pick me off with Tera-Ice, that's what I'm hoping he goes for, because I actually have those HP EVs to the point where I take one Tera-Ice, I'm in Custap range, and then I kill him no matter what with either a Heavy Slam because he's Tera-Iced or Earthquake because he's still Electric type. And it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I hope it gets pulled off, but... And then we have speed for everything else. So like speed for the Hatterene, speed for the Toxapex. We 2-hit KO Toxapex. I think we Oko Hatterene. I think we Oko like no bulk Hatterene, which is cool. And then of course we have Endeavor. So just in case I don't get a kill on the Landers, I don't get a kill on the Tauros or something like that, I'm able to at least Endeavor. And then Heavy Slam is just kind of there to hit Hatterene and Screamtail. I didn't really need another move because there's no reason for me to click rocks in this game. Maybe there is, maybe there's not, but I think with a Custap Berry, I'd rather get damage off than rocks, so that's pretty cool. Then we get on to my second heat set of the day. Adrenaline Orb, Calm Mind, Taunt, Draining Kiss, Shadow Ball, Spectrier. So for those who do not know what Adrenaline Orb does, if you're intimidated, you get a +1 speed boost. So that Landers that's going to be Choice Scarf and attempt to revenge me is going to have a very fun time as I Calm Mind up in his face and I just blast him back. This also 1v1s Toxapex because you can't haze me if I click Taunt. So that's pretty cool. And Toxapex lost like everything. So it doesn't even have Scald anymore. It has Chilling Water, which I do not care about. So if I'm able to Calm Mind up enough and get that +1 speed boost, I outspeed Regieleki. And then I win. I just win the game. It's really cool. Draining Kiss keeps me healthy. Shadow Ball is just really spammable, bar the Hisuian Zoroark, which is a fun mind game I'll have to play. And then everything else is super duper chill. I'm able to just kind of snowball from there. And it's a really cool set, and that way I just hope I can pull it off. Same kind of deal as the Muzzle. I just hope I can pull it off. Then we have Snake Eyes, the Urshifu, with Thunder Punch, U-Turn, Surgic Strike, CC, and Punching Glove. Kind of a weird set going into this game because like I'm not a setup variant. I don't have Aqua Jet for the Regieleki anyway, so it's kind of weird. Like I'm kind of just using this to break. It breaks really well, bar Toxapex, and even then I have the Thunder Punch, which will at least force it to recover. I won't do a KO, but it will probably do a KO like non-Fizz Death variants, which I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be, but there it is. It's also able just to break that Tauros, which is interesting. If it does up to Terra Water, I have Thunder Punch. If it off stay normal, I can Surging Strikes it. I don't think it'll be running speed. I'm more fearful of the defensive variant than I am the offensive one, just because Wisp is so fucking scary. I was about to run Facade, and then I was like, nah, I need my coverage. I need my coverage. In hindsight, this should have been Drain Punch as well, because CC is not boosted. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Anything else I forgot about this set? I mean, I'm just creeping. I think it's the Landorus I'm creeping. Landorus or Min Speed Scream Tail. I don't know what I'm creeping. Oh well. Probably Landorus, because that's 310, yeah. Then we have Banded Zarude, U-Turn, Power Whip, Crunch, Stop, and Tantrum. This actually kind of goes in, unironically, because I just click U-Turn on the Brute Bonnet, and it fucking dies or I get momentum. I actually 2-hit KO Toxapex. I 2-hit KO everything, bar like a very defensive Scream Tail, I think, or very, very... No, not a defensive. Definitely not Pex. I 2-hit KO Pex, otherwise I wouldn't have run this. Maybe Iron Hands was the thing I was worried about, because I think that was in my notes somewhere. But really, self-explanatory. I speed tie the Zoroark, so if that's cool, I guess. I kind of just wanted to take that tie. I probably could have EV-Deliv Hyper Wish something with that instead, but that's pretty cool. Then we have the Tornadus as our last mon. Tailwind, Hurricane, Air Slash Sub. I am mono Flying Stab because the only flying resist is Naleki. And I can just click Sub Tailwind, and then I can start just snowballing with Air Slash. Hurricane is there in case I need the damage. And I mean, other than that, I'm in a really good spot. That's why I need Rapid Spin this week, because I can afford to run Modest as long as I, creep the Scream Tail, and then I just go for Tailwind, I outspeed the Regieleki, and we just start throwing off these Metronome unresisted air slashes that are going to do a butt ton to Killateral's team. Overall, I'm kind of confident going in, but at the same time, I know that Regieleki and Paldea, like the Tauros, are going to be a big issue. Without further ado, though, let's get into the game. Let me make sure that it came off the screen this time. It did. So here we are in the game. We don't see the Landorus, and we definitely don't see a Brute Bonnet or the Scream Tail. So that's pretty cool. We do see a blank Pokemon, though. That's the Tauros. That's really cool. And no Farigiraf, no Brute Bonnet. Pretty self-explanatory. Overall, kind of an interesting team that Killateral has brought here. Kind of looks like Trick Room, but I still see the Zoroark on the Regieleki, and I'm like, that's not Trick Room. Probably not Trick Room. I am kind of expecting the Hatterene lead, though. I want to make sure that I'm able to just bop that thing quick as possible. And I'm kind of going to play weird in this game with Mudsdale. I need to make sure that the Custap Berry doesn't pop until I need it to pop. So regardless, I just have to kind of keep myself in order there up until a point. So I believe I lead with Mudsdale. Again, this was like a month ago. So let's see. I think I led with Mudsdale. Yes, I did. So Mudsdale versus Hatterene. Kind of an interesting sort of situation. I can just click Heavy Slam here. I'm kind of expecting an Energy Ball, but I'm not really expecting an energy. Like, I think Killateral here could just go for Draining Kiss. Just kind of fire off an unresisted fairy move into my team. It'll do a lot, guaranteed. There's also a shot here. We see like an offensive variant, and this thing goes for like Calm Mind or something like that. I'm not creeping max speed Hatterene, so that's something that Killateral could easily take advantage of. Really, just clicking Earthquake. at least to me, looks kind of free into this team that Collateral has brought. But I am going to go for the Heavy Slam here. I just kind of want to see what sort of variant this Hatterene is. If I'm able to get the kill, that's great. If I'm not, then I'll get damage off on it, and we'll be able to see what it wants to do. And it can't kill me, I know that for sure. So we're going to kind of see here that this Hatterene goes for Shadow Ball, and that does a fuck ton. And of course it does a fuck ton, because this is not the Hatterene. This is the fucking Zoroark, and it is dead. So Zoroark is dead in the first turn, and I'm like, oh, yay, I like that. Yes, great. How do I deal with this now? So the Zoroark being out of the way is great. That just means no more crazy 50-50s with Spectrier, which is wonderful, because Spectrier looks like it goes in. I mean, it obviously can't kill the Regieleki, but it can definitely gain enough bulk with Calm Mind up to the point where I can actually start snowballing things if necessary. And I have a feeling that since this does not want to get Wisp, this does not switch into Shadow Ball. This is probably more defensive, but it can't take on Spectrier because of the Terra Fairy thing. And this thing doesn't want to take damage. This is Collateral's Spectrier answer, and that delights me a lot. So now he goes out into the Iron Hands, and I'm thinking, alright, this thing has to be Shuka Berry. It must be Shuka Berry, and an Ice Punch actually is a roll to kill me from here. So what I'm going to opt to do is I'm going to opt to go into Cyclizer, because I don't have a switch into this anymore. Because Mudsdale is chipped, and I need to keep this thing's berry intact. If I don't, I automatically lose to the Regieleki in the back. So I need to get the fuck out of here. Luckily, Collateral does that job for me of chipping it down and goes for Belly Drum, which is just absolutely fucking nutty. So Collateral just Belly Drummed in front of the Mudsdale with no fear, knowing he could take an Earthquake, not realizing that I am Max Tech Adamant, and I actually did have I think I had a shot to kill from there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. So, odds are this thing probably has Drain Punch, and it has Thunder Punch, and it has Ice Punch, and that perfectly covers my team. And it's only now that I realize this. So now I have to do quite a few things in order to kill this Iron Hands, because at the end of the day, it's still an Iron Hands. It's fat as hell. I can't kill this thing. So, at least I can't kill it from the range it's at. So now I have to make some plays. And I'm realizing, okay, Cyclops, you are probably never going to stand a chance against the Paldea Tauros, the Hatterene, the Iron Hands, probably not against Tera-Ice Regieleki, and you're going to at worst give Pex an opportunity to set up a Toxic Spike. So, and there's no rocks here, so that's fine, that's great. So, Tornadus doesn't care anyway. And I'm realizing, yeah, I probably just kind of die here. So it's going to look kind of weird when I click Rapid Spin, but I am sacking off my thing, and I'm praying he does not go for Drain Punch. He does not. And now I'm going to have to go into Torrent, and I'm going to have to essentially sack it off for damage. I'm going to go for the Hurricane. I will probably hit. If I miss, this is going to be really bad, because then I have to go into Zarude, and that's a roll, and that's not good. So I'm going to go for a sub first. I want to see if he gets greedy or what he has. He is going to go for the Drain Punch. He's not going to fuck around. I don't want to give him any more health, so I'm going to go ahead and just ensure that that doesn't happen. We do hit the Hurricane, brings him down to 14, brings him down to 39, and he goes and click Drain Punch, knocks out my Torn, and we're in a situation. So I can go for Stomping Tantrum here. But I do not want to go for Stomping Tantrum, because Power Whip is guaranteed. Stomping Tantrum is a roll. I miss the roll, I lose the game, or potentially I go here in Spectrier once the roll is done, but I am not ready to go into Spectrier yet. There's no way. There just ain't no way. So, I'm going to go for Power Whip here. Do we hit? Zarude. Zarude, buddy. Do you hit a Power Whip? Finally, you do. And the Iron Hands will go down, and the Tauros will come in. And at first, I'm like, okay, this is odd. It did not reveal. Of course, the sprite is weird here. But it did not reveal Intimidate. It did not reveal any of that, to my knowledge. And it's a very weird set. So I'm going to go into Urshifu here. And the Wisp is going to hit. And that's annoying, yes, but it's not the end of the day. And Treble comes off. And at first, I'm like, Collateral, what are you doing? And then it hits me. This thing gets Anger Point as an ability. What did I click? U-turn. Thank God I did. So now this is going to get interesting. Because he is going to Tera Water. Which means this Regieleki doesn't have Tera-Ice. He is confident that he can kill my Zarude. And he's going to miss the Wisp, which very much matters. And then I'm going to do a fuck ton. And I'm going to go out into my Urshifu, realizing I cannot let my Mudsdale get burned right now. I need this thing to win, which is something I never thought I'd say in my life. I need this thing to win because it naturally outpaces this Pex and this Hatterene. And then it will be able to pop its Gust up and kill off the Regieleki. I just need this thing dead. And he goes for a Wisp, and I'm already burned. And I do not have the Trailblaze. I need to hit some moves right now. So I'm going to go for a CC. I'm not giving him his boost. I refuse. But now this thing's at +2. It's at 4%. I am fine with that. He's going to go for Raging Bull. It will not knock me out. And Snake Eyes will pick up the Tauros, which is massive. And we are going to be at 2% and a burn. And all I'm thinking right now is, please do not go Toxapex and do not set up Toxic Spikes. Please do not go Toxapex and please do not click Toxic Spikes. Urshifu did its job. Tauros is dead. That's all I can really ask for. I need to sack this thing off, and I need to get Mudsdale in a position to clap. But first, I'm going to go into Spectrier because I think at this point in time that I can definitely calm Mind up and boost past this Regieleki first. Because Mudsdale is tricky. Mudsdale can get attack drops from Chilling Water. I can mess up the Endure play, and I can lose at 50-50 and then lose the Regieleki. The Hatterene could crit me. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here. So I need to make sure that Spectrier gets in position here. And so Regieleki is in. Regieleki is going to Terra Blast, and it is going to reveal a Life Orb, so it's not Specs. I'm going to go into Zarude now, knowing that I can take one hit, and knowing that a Power Whip will delete something. That's exactly what I needed to do here. Because now that he's not Tera-Ice, I think that's kind of a throw, actually, but I guess the Tauros would have swept me, wouldn't it? I can probably take one. And the only thing is, I can take one. He goes hard Pex. I go for U-turn like an intelligent man. And I go hard Spectrier. I see my opportunity. So I'm going to go into it now. And I'm going to click Taunt first and foremost. Do not let this thing set up. And I'm going to go for CM. Because I have no fear right now. And I am setting up to high hell and high water. I am at +2/+2. This Pex cannot touch me. And then I Terra Fairy. I am ready to knock this Regieleki out of the park with a Draining Kiss, get all my health back, and win the game, because Shadow Ball kills this, and I can set up on this. That is a 3-0 win for your Cloth Keys, except for he crits me. Again. Spectrier. Why? Last week it was the first impression, when I needed you to win the game. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. It's not even a Pokemon problem. It's an RNG problem. I have now lost my win condition. And now I have to rely on Mudsdale again. Fuck me. Great. Wonderful. I'm cooked. I can't. I won't. Moving on. So I'm pretty tilted about that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to go Zarude. And then I'm going to miss a Power Whip. And the Hatterene sits up and Reflect. And basically what this is saying is this gets a T-Spike. And we have a slow and agonizing death. Because unless I get a bunch of crits with Power Whip and the Regieleki somehow, some way, fucking doesn't click Terra, clicks T-Bolt like 8 times with my Mudsdale, I'm fucked. So, this thing's going to go for the Reflect. I'm 88% sure this thing's lefties, or it's Light Clay. It's going to set up screens. Power Whip's going to come off. I'm going to do 46, not even half, and this thing's going to reveal Baton Pass. It's going to go into the Pex. It's going to set up T-Spike. I decided to call that right here and go hard into my Mudsdale. Now the Reflect is up. I can't do anything to this. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Earthquake. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm not even going to Tuik yet. Like, it's a 30. That's miserable. And Chilling Water just comes off. I'm at -1. I'm going to get my stamina boost. This is just abysmal. He's going to go back out into Hatterene for some reason. I don't even know why, but I do reveal the Heavy Slam here. We're not going to be able to kill because we're at -1, and he's just going to continually Baton Pass. And then we get this. And finally the Regieleki comes in, and I'm like, oh. Okay, so I don't know what he's scouting for, but whatever he's scouting for, like, ridiculous. And I just don't know what that series of plays was from him. Whether he just wanted to win with the Regieleki, or whether he was just kind of wanting to speed the game up. But regardless here, I'm going to click the Endure. I'm going to go for Terra Blast. And now is where things get interesting, because I have a Custodian Berry, EQ comes off, and the Regieleki is dead. And the Reflect is gone. It is not like clay. And now things get interesting. Because of that series of plays, we are back at 2-2. I have a Muzday with max attack adamant ready to blow something out of the water. The Hatterene is at 2%. I just need to kill this Pex somehow. Its helmet. That's useful to know. But my Zarude is at 84%. This thing, even if it has Sludge Bomb, isn't going to be able to do very much. So now I get a free hit on this with no screen up. And that only does 46. It kills me. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I'm going to go into this. Killateral goes into this. Zarude hits 1 Power Whip. And now I have to hit 2 Power Whips to win the game. Zarude hits 1. Does 53. That's great. That's amazing. And especially because it's no Black Sludge. Do I still kill the Pex at -1? We're going to find out right here, right now. Zarude hits 2. And we get another 1-0 win. Oh my god. Okay, so there's 3 things I need to learn. 1, Killateral buddy. I don't know what that last exchange was, but it won me the game. 2, Zarude when he hits Power Whips. Great Pokemon. 3, Spectrier, you're benched for the rest of the season. I'm not doing that anymore. Nope. Every time I put you down to win condition. Every time. Every single time. And you do this shit. No. We are 2-2. I have to win out from here. And this was not a good start. So, next week, I'm pretty sure we play fucking somebody. Whatever. Oh my god, stop cutting my horse. I can't. GG's Killateral, man. You did well. I mean, look at this game. You only lost 1-0, and if I miss some Power Whips, you won the game. Motherfucker. I can't believe it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.